Okay, as promised, we're going to do a video, a product review of Tiger Eye Gel Flux. I got a little peanut butter jar cover. You look at this. I got some in there already. I'm going to just show you. This stuff is like jelly. I guess the gel flux comes from that. I mean, so far so good. I like the consistency. Doesn't look too watery. I'm gonna try it. Unfortunately, well, maybe not. This has got, you can see the label. It's got zinc chloride in it. That may be good and bad. I don't know. I don't recommend using zinc chloride fluxes, but being it's a gel flux, maybe there's a little, advantage there. I hear a lot about the Tiger Eye flux. A lot of people like it, so here I am. I'm out of my Glass Pro flux. My son spilt it. I don't know what he did with it. It's gone. So I went out in a pinch. I got this just to try it. As well, the very inexpensive Weller 60-watt iron. I mean, this is kind of small for my opinion, but I turned it on the other day, and it heated up immediately, probably less than 30 seconds, to where I can melt solder. So I'm going to try that. Try the gel flux. Try the Silberschnitz plier, cutter, all the other stuff. And we're gonna make this. I haven't made stained glass. I don't know. I don't remember the last thing I made. I think it was the peacock bath window. It was a 6 foot, 60 inches, very ornate window. I think that's the last thing I ever made. Could be, or maybe a church transom for the church. I think that's what it was. But I'm just going to do something simple and be pausing along the way. Catch up. What I did is I made 2 copies of cardstock. Nice heavy paper. It goes right through the printer. They have a little curl up, and you want to go crazy with it. Just give it a little roll. Just to curl it down a little bit. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab. Let me turn this off. It's hot. I'm gonna get the pad and shears, cut this out, and resume the video. I'm gonna bore you with my cutting, but I'm gonna do that. So I'm pausing. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, got the shears. Took a little bit of pledge and sprayed the blade. And it makes it work really well. And I like doing this sitting down, but I can stand up. I'm just gonna start cutting. I like to find a point where I know there's gonna be a central area just to start it. It allows you to get to this area. Looking straight down the blade. A lot of folks have issues with pattern shears. I actually like them a lot because what it does, it allows you to, do your curves and cuts without any veering off. Let me show you how. I made 2 copies, one for the templates and one for a layout. Right? And I'm going to pause again. and come back after I have the patterns cut. All right, got all the patterns cut. I'm gonna just lay them out. You could put them on top, or you don't really need to. Hold them aside. Next step, pick out the glass. I'm gonna see what I got. I'm gonna probably go with like a clear cathedral background, maybe some blues and golds. I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm gonna pause again and get some glass. See you in a bit. All right, we're back. I picked out some green rough roll. And this is a really old glass from Delphi, actually. This is a single glue chip, but it's really tight. I don't think I've ever seen it that tight. You know, the chips are very small compared to a double chip that has a large chip removed. This is actually a half a single. It's like a 1/3. Got that. It's interesting. Got some. This looks like almost like a rose. Double rolled cathedral. Throw some of that in. And then we got some of this yellow. It's like a very gold. You know, it goes well with the other colors. I was just grabbing glass. I really didn't have a plan. But and then we got some of this. It's like a spectrum. Yeah, spectrum. Some old glass. Has a nice texture to it. That. And you got green. And then I know I had some purples in here from before. It's going to throw some of that in if we can. Maybe something a little darker. We'll see. Maybe for that diamond area. We'll see. Sometimes you don't have a plan. You just kind of pick out some glass you like from the rack, or walk up and down your rack just to pick out glass. What you try to do is start with a theme. Golds, greens, purple, rose. And first thing to do is just start with a background. We're going to use the glue chip up in these 4 pieces here. All right, so I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to pause for a minute again, just to get the cutting ready. Okay. Got our glass cutter. I'm just going to use the old Fletcher. Got the small wheel. It'll be fine for these patterns. You have the background pieces, 4, 5, and you always want to make sure these are curved. That's why I rolled up the pattern before. So they're laying flat like that. It just helps template cutting. A lot of folks are intimidated about template cutting. It really is not that hard to do. Trick is you gotta use the edge of the bench. And I'll show you. A little bit of oil. This is just straight 3-in-1 oil. And no kerosene. This works fine. What you want to do is you lay your templates down. That's where you're going to cut them, like that, just to save glass. Put it like that. And here, you don't want to cut like this because you're going to waste this. So you want to do is cut here, come in a little bit, come straight down, like this. Here, get a little roll in the wheel. You come down, and just right up the end. Here, you snap it with your fingers. It's perfectly safe. Let's put that aside. We don't need that anymore. Okay. And the advantage side for number one is here, clearly, because I mean, you could, but so you flip it around, and I do this just to get my wheel kind of freed up. Sometimes this has been sitting a long time with oil, and here your finger goes against your bench top. What that does, it creates almost like a vice effect for your paddle, right? Starting up here, this wheel is really not working well. Let me just try one of these here. It's this one. Yeah, that's a good. This is a little choppy, but it works. Start up here. Yeah, you feel your pattern, and then you follow along. You take your time, come off the end, and give it a snap. Clear it up. Make sure you're lined up to the edge, and you dip again. Now you don't have to go right to the bench here, but you can. Start here. And my lighting is terrible. Here, I'm not shaking, I'm actually forcing the cutter to move. Instead of coming straight down, you come off to the side. That allows you a better, more meat to break the glass. You come up to that point. Come right down like that. Now your template hasn't moved yet, so you can continue. Now here, your template has not moved yet, and finish the whole thing. So here, and again, I'm not in my environment. I'm actually, my knees are bent to get lower. You break that off. You break that off. You break this, and remember we had that score, it came out like that. You want to break that off first. You want to break this off. It's going to give you a nice edge. I'll explain. See how it broke like that, which is good because it's giving you that nice breaking edge. So when you snap it here, it makes it nice and clean here, right here. Yeah, a little bump, but pretty much that's right to the template. Take, we have a little bit right here. Take the carburetor, and then in the end here, very lightly. It really was no issues here. But that's it. It's number 4. Number 4, lay it down. No grinding necessary. It's right to the pad. I took off any little burrs and corners. When I'm done with that, put it aside. Now, I typically would make 8 or 10 of these, so I would keep going. No, I cut a long strip and keep going. And once you get in the groove of cutting, I mean, I'm not back yet. I haven't really made anything in 10 years. I mean, I do repairs and stuff, small things, but I haven't really made a window, church window or anything. Maybe 10 years. It's got to be. In 2012, 2014. Here, the trick, this back of the cutter here, see, it's all worn out. That's from doing this. Many times we'll do is we'll pull the wheel out of this cutter by compressing the bearing and take that wheel, thing that works really well, and put it in a brand new cutter. I have done that. The wheel will actually acclimate to the way you cut. A wheel right out of the gate, a brand new wheel can actually be too sharp. And a lot of times, we'll take not carburetor, but a sharpening stone, actually bring the cutter across the stone, maybe 10 times, just to get it slightly dull. And it helps with the cutting. Here, a little above, well, again to the side, above. You can start here. And see, I'm shaking because I'm actually working through the glass in the template. I know it's a very smooth glass, but sometimes a little bit of side-to-side action on the cutter helps, you know, follow your template. It gives you more stability and control of your curve, you know, what you're doing. Here, and move along a little faster. And you eye it up, say, oh, it looks good. I got a little issue here and here. And that you could run to the grinder. And being this is glue chip, I really don't want it to be chipping up with the ground supply, which you can. You could just take off the point a little bit. But honestly, this will work in the sun catcher here. So you can see I want this to be a little bit straighter. So I just bring this down a little bit. I'm so out of practice, it's not funny. The carborundum will actually bring it right down, nice and straight. And that was it. A little bump here. And my eyesight, I'm not seeing as good as I used to. So there, number 2, number 5. Put that aside here. Look at that. See that showing? Poking right up. That, you see folks using those waffle grids. A piece like that lands in the grid. You run your hand across, you know, reach, woo. So I don't like those things. That was a freak. Landed right on the point. You see now from cutting that curve, we're gonna waste less glass. Do this quicker. I'll tell you, my eyesight is not what it used to be. I feel it right now. I can see. I had to put my glasses on. That, and here we wanna, then we got this curve here. See, I got a little stuck on the template, so that. See how going out, it gave me a nice break for this piece right here. And then this last one, it's on the floor. That's, whoop, come on. A little bit. I'm being too particular here. Typically, I don't refine glass so perfectly, but being it's a small sun catcher, it's, you know, you're gonna see it. A little bit of oil, free up that wheel. Right in. Oh, well, I really need my workbench. Slouching over. And remember, I'm holding my finger against the bench. That helps you anchor down on the pattern here for the template cutting. And with a draw technique, you really get accurate. So I scored before that score below, because I don't want it to, when I snap this, I don't want it to break off like that, which it has a good chance of doing. I want it to force the break like that. So I get a cleaner break on the end of that curve. Same here. It's not as important. I could start at the score, all right? So snap this off. It's going to give me that nice area right here. And the grouses are great for grabbing small pieces you got to break off. You never let go of the cutter. It's always in your hand. It goes from here to here. So it's always, I got 2 hands. That's another It's a hidden gem, but advantage of using a hand cutter. It's always in your hand. Now look, you know, I'm using glue chips, hard to see it. You can see I got a little point right here. And, you know, again, you can hit it with the grinder. You really don't have to. Hit it with the carborundum. That's sufficient. Right? And, you know, you don't have to worry about the points. And you're all set. Again, typically, I would make 6 of these, 10 of these. So be stacking them up. And then there would be a piece of clear glass there so I could slide the pattern out. All right, we're gonna pause and move on to the next color. Okay, I think I decided on going with this gold for that little star. The reason why I chose this star to do next, that's really a main part of this piece for accent colors. Then we have the petals here. That's like a focal thing. So you want to get your focal, you know, your highlight done and decided on. I could have went with purple. I have a nice purple granite. I wanted to leave the green for the leaves and the other yellow gold for the center maybe. So I'm going to work up the greens and golds. Here we have a typical star pattern. These are a lot of fun, especially when you got to do 500 of them. You know, long strip. What you do, you place it out and you cut a long strip. It allows you to keep cutting them. But I only got one, so I'm just going to take a little corner off the sheet. A little corner off, pop it off. So when you have them in a strip, you start, remember, I don't need my large part of my finger, just a small area. It's a small pattern. Feel the pattern. Come in, you know you got a curve. Go 1. I'm taking my time here for demonstration, but the whole time I'm holding down firmly on that pattern. So when I rotate, move here, it doesn't shift. You don't want it to shift. You have to snap the glass off and recover. You can reline up. But here I'm just walking it around. And I'm going to put that aside because the grouse is a shot. I'm going to grab this one. So you got snap number 1, turn, snap number 2, little thing. Here you don't have to use this. You could actually carefully 3, and then you got the cutter on your hand. Just grab it, pop number 4. And here, you're concerned about points when you foil, and you could do it one or two ways. You can get it with the cutter. You just kind of gently take down the point. And just gently knocking off the really sharp point. Or you can, again, use the carborundum. I use this quite a bit because, you know, we didn't have grinders. So that's your grinder. That's your fixer. All right, so here we had this lined up as 3. Sometimes it's important that you don't flip it in case the pattern's not perfectly symmetrical. As you can see, go right to the pattern. And 3 is facing up. So you take your glass, put it down. 3. Right. Now we have a better look. You know, we have the clear and the gold. You can go with the sides or do the center. I wanted to see how this glass look. I might even go to purple at this point because I'm going to try to put that in so it's a softer blend with the gold star. for this pattern, number 6. I don't know, I might. And then just go with a soft green to the sides. Very earthy looking, natural. I'll just do that. Okay, if you cut 2, cut 1 this way, 1 with purple. All right, so I'll put that here. I got my shards. Get out of here, shards. These things are, always respect them. They cut you in the worst way. All right, so you have this cutter. This actually got the good grouses. I really need a new cutter. I'm avoiding the silver schnitz. I mean, I can bring it out, and see. Can you see that? Got a nice run of the orange and yellow. A little softer here. Say right like that, or like that. Excuse me. So this kind of stuff, you could have it off to the side so the grain is kind of running this way, or just random. Straight up and down works. Just because I'm going to go straight up and down. And the same thing, no strip here. I'm just going to cut this off like that. Snap. If you caught that, did I get cut? Huh. No, that's from the other day. With this pattern here, it is an advantage to cut the curved, the harder cuts first. But in actuality, the cuts you want to be more perfect are the rounded tops, and I'll explain. So as you cut this, you go up off the top, you come in, burn through this because you cut that, come here, do the same thing. Now you want to go a little past. See, I got a divot. Instead of trying to burn through it and causing a bigger divot, I could have, but I just wanted to just get ahead of it because I want to snap that off first. The reason why I snap that off first, because now it's going to give you a clean break right here to snap this off. And it'll actually prevent any flaring at the top of this pattern. You take this, snap it off. And any little bit of flaring you get, the carborundum will take care of that. And here you want to line everything up. See, it looks good, looks good. Come here, and I'll start with, you always want to break with the tapered area towards you at the end. So here, I feel I got a little bit of glass chip underneath this glass here. Like that, and still with the pattern on the glass. Come up here. And cut. Oops, I hit another divot right there. No problem. And if you're pushing with a template and you hit that, there's a good chance you're going to go right across this because you can't control the cutter. It's like you're pushing and it goes. I hit it. I had a lot of kinetic energy there, which I could have burned through it if I was cutting fast. But I knew I stopped and I just continued. But if I did keep pulling through it, I wouldn't have an issue. I'm just trying to be more demonstrative here. And here, you don't want to try to snap it here. There's a chance of breaking that. You want to come up here. Come in, you snap it down like that. All right. Like that, like that. Remember, this cutting, that's for grousing. And, you have a little issue here. That's where that little area that we had to burn through. And take that off. Watch me cut myself on video. You don't have to go fast with this little steady grinding. And whatever you do, don't get too close so you start breathing this dust. This is glass dust. It's going to go away away from you, and just avoid breathing it. I mean, I guess that's a good thing about a grinder. You got all that water to trap any dust. But that's it. You got a little point here. I mean, I take the cutter, you know, round it off a little bit. I'll keep going like this, just to make it neater looking. It'll probably never be an issue once the foil's over it. But there, that's perfect, right to the pattern. You know, that's drawer cutting. You put it down. I wanted to do as much of this in real time, so you see how efficient the drawer cutting is. Now here, I got a really deep emerald green, which I don't think I want to use that because everything's kind of soft here. So in my stack of goodies here, I have a nice soft grassy green. I think it would look nicer with that. Right? Kind of spring looking. All right, so I'm gonna get a good cutter again. A pad, you know, waste this. You go right here. Put it up here. I'll tell you, my back leaning over. I'm bending my knees. I should actually raise this up another. 32 is about right like that. Here, you don't want to cut that like that. You know, cut yourself a strip. So you're going to save this piece for something else. It's just pre-planning, being, you know, frugal with your glass. You don't need a straight edge to cut it. Just, you know, your strip is right here. In case one breaks, you can cut another one as well. You go right up like this. Kind of line it up with your bench top. Going about 1/4 inch. And just, you know, score it down. It's not that. It's just a little handy thing. You got a kind of a square piece. Oops. Kind of a square piece. Get that pattern. And then when you're done with this, you're going to have a nice enough piece that you can use for something else someday. These type of patterns where you have one swooping cut, they're pretty interesting, the technique. So get the curve out. Instead of holding tight to the bench, which you can, you just want to get this part of your finger to do this, rock. You're going to be, I hope you can see that. I think you can. Yeah, you just want your finger to rock gently. Reason why, we're going to have the glass on this angle, and we're going to end up on that angle, right? You dip in the oil, and here, you don't have to hold your breath or whatever. Just get in a comfortable position, which I'm not. Come down as you hit a divot. And then as you come around, you kind of know where you got to go. Apologize for the shaking, but I'm shaking. It's my left shoulder, actually, the one holding the pattern down. It hurts. It's not the right arm. And here, I'm going too slow. That's my problem. Like I said, I haven't really cut glass other than small repairs. See, that came off in one shot. Perfect. Right to the pattern. You don't see any glass behind the pattern. You don't see any pattern behind the glass. And again, being that this is it could be close either way, just follow your number. You got 7 like that. So, you know, this is going to lay down like that. All right. 7. And step it up. And keep you guys interested in my video. Got a little divot there. I went right through it. And again, the turning of the glass with my finger resting on the bench top. Okay, snap it off. See, now I have this piece of glass. I use that for something else. Okay, the small stuff here and here, you're gonna do mosaics, but here the same thing. The finger is gonna be pivoting below, all right? Start up here, down. And my thumb is pushing down on the pattern. My finger is pivoting below as I'm watching the wheel and understanding that I have that curve to follow through. So when you get good at pulling, you can actually write your name with the cutter. You know, you use the template to cut from, but you're using it as a guide to where you gotta go. It's like, you know, riding a bike or something. So you really, once you get proficient at pulling, you can almost cut that without a pattern. You say, I gotta cut that. Instead of pushing, I guess you can do that too, but there's so many more reasons why draw cutting is an advantage. I could talk forever about it. Yeah, I know I got a little chip here. You do with the pattern in place. That's it. There's nothing on the sides. Everything's nice and smooth. Again, number 8 sits like that. Put it down. Now, another good thing you can use, even though this is on a pattern, you can have a light box. You can see what you got. But if you're doing a lot of, you know, if you're familiar with the glass you're using, you know how it's going to look. This almost looks like a cantaloupe to me. Cantaloupe with a gold star. Anyway, we're going to pause here, and I'm going to go get my foiler tool. We're pausing. Okay, we're back. I got my hand foiler and my dispenser, and I actually found one of my the Red Devil steel cutters that I always suggest. It's got the brass bearing in it, which makes it roll really well. This one's been sitting in a drawer for a really long time. I don't even know if it works. I'm gonna try it, see if I can get a score out of it. I'm just gonna throw something right here. Throw it right here. Oh yeah, it's hung up. I'm not even gonna bother. But that's a new steel Red Devil. I gotta free up that wheel. Let's put that aside. Cancel that. All right, I got my new nippers, and I actually found my old foil nippers, which these are actually made for doing. You see that the flies on fishing hooks. It's very precise. And these are very old and rusty, but they still work. Yeah, let's see if we get it to work. It should. Yeah, it cuts it fine. It's nice. You just pick it up instead of getting scissors and are awkward and whoops, cut. These are nice too. Foiling. Trying to keep our pieces where they were. You know, number 8 was like this, so you want to start foiling here. So when you come around and finish it, you're going to end up here. So that'll tell us that that's our inside. You don't want to end your foil on the outside of your piece. Okay. So I'm going to go here, put it on the end, close to the end, and hope you can see. Yeah, you can see. And you start your foil. You let it dangle. Crimp the end. Just make sure it's crimped. Oops, I let it dangle too much. It's pulling out. Typically, I do this sitting down. I'm going to have an issue trying to do this. I need a third hand. That's never really happens when you're sitting. I'm standing. All right, put it back. Get it back where it belongs. All right. Right here, you want to go past. A little shaky. It's because I got a little camera shy here. Go to the end, and then go in slightly, pull it out, rest it down, snip. Now this foil should line up perfectly because the tool does that. And just crimp it. I was never big on burnishing, but you can burnish it now. Like I said, you know that you can burnish that point. This is the end, because that's where you started, because it's an inside area. Right. I'm gonna when I get all these foiled, I'm just gonna get the duct tape and do the fingers, and you put duct tape on your finger and burnish everything. I just want to show you one. I'm going to pause. I'm going to foil the rest, come back, and move right on to soldering. This shouldn't take long. I'll be back. Just had to bring you back in for just a small issue. I wasn't paying attention. I got a little wing. Everybody gets a little wing. So I use an X-Acto knife. Just kind of get right where you got to go and draw it straight towards you. Right. I'm gonna lift up that little wing. You see that? Yeah, you can see that. I don't see the camera that well, but yeah, just get rid of it. All right. The pause again. Back to foiling. Yep, and we're back. Just doing the final piece. Sometimes you turn the tool up like this for smaller pieces. You can see that where you got to center it. Sometimes it helps. You know, and then again, when you're working around corners, you want to make sure it's straight. So not only does this tool keep your foil straight on your glass, you know, even, it also works as a nice dispenser, you know, for doing areas like that. Just pull it out and give it a look. Pull it out. Again, you lay it flat. You come down from the top. The nip. I'm going to bring you in for that. So though it is a good tool to run along glass, it also helps to dispense foil, you know, right where you need it, you know, right up front. You know, and you could see, you know, how it, instead of having your foil roll and you're trying to get it with your fingers and make it straight, and it does all that. You're just looking down on it. A lot of times you get these sharp points like that. Good ways, you want to make sure the foil's on it, and then just take the piece, give it a good squish down. Takes all those points out of there. All right. And that's done. You could take push pins and hold everything down, you know, nice and straight. If your cutting is really good and you know you're right to the pattern, you should be able to just put everything down and do a process called, you know, tack soldering. With a hot iron, you just kind of drip in areas that are centered. It's always best to pin it down, but I'm just going to free wing it today. All right? Get that all set. You know, a little bit of irregularity is expected. I haven't done this in so long. But anyhow, we're going to pause again and get the iron ready. Okay, going to get turn that iron on. I usually put it around 8, which is flat with the rear step. You can see that? No, you can't. Let me just put it around 8. I don't want to move that over. There you go. It doesn't have to see that. Well, let's see the iron. Fancy with the headlights. I know I already got picked on. $23, $24 iron. It is made by Weller. It's a small iron. It's only 60 watts, but honestly, for stuff like this, that's all you need, and we're gonna find out. First thing you do, you got solder laying around. I got new stuff, and it's got the wrapper on it. But if you're gonna be soldering, just take out an area and just take a little steel wool. Pull away. Just a few times. That'll remove. It's just removing any impurities from oxidation or dirt, dust. Keeps it. Key to good soldering is clean solder. So it's one way of doing it. Just take a little steel wool and it's out of there. All right. You don't need a big piece like that. You can roll it back. This iron should already be hot. I'm gonna just see. You on? Should be on. Yeah, that's it. It's a gel flux. I wasn't expecting it not to smoke at all. Like I said, yeah, look at that. It's ready. I've never used this flux. It's the Tiger Eye. Tiger's Eye Flux. It's a gel flux. First time I ever used it. Now, being it's not pinned down, you don't want to start trying to brush it. It ain't gonna work. So what you do is you take your, I need a little bit more flux. I gotta dip my solder. You could have a lot in there. Just cover it up with something and keep the dirt out. Actually, the flux I have in the shop, it's open. It's never an issue. Dip a little flux on the tip of your solder. Okay? And you go to key areas of the design, like right here. Just give it a little, I'm a little shaky, my apologies. Little tap down. This is basically just tack soldering. You could drop a little solder and come back and hold the pieces together like that. So it's just tacking. Here. Heat it up, tack it. What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to brush the whole thing without pieces falling all over the place. Just a little tack. Give one more here. Tack right there. I didn't burnish this, so I'm not really too concerned about burnishing. When I solder, I kind of push down. And here you can be a little bit more aggressive with the tacking. Like that. I like to dip your tip. That's fine. The argument, well, actually, the dispute about dipping your tip. You're soldering on something that's flux anyway. You're going to get flux on your tip. And when you're done using it, just take like that. Turn the iron on. It'll be fine. All right, so now that we have everything tacked, basically, I got steel wool all over. It's going to move around. You could save your pattern. Like I said earlier, you could put a piece of clear glass on it to keep things from getting destroyed. Actually, I'd rather destroy the pattern than this nice butcher block. I'm just going to leave it there. You already got a little blob. See, you got a little. It's like the zinc chloride fluxes do. They leave little drops everywhere. Here now, you want to take your flux brush, and the idea of fluxing is you're not just putting flux down. By moving it back and forth, what you're doing is you're cleaning the copper. See how this is more of an orangey tone here? And this is nice and like a brand new penny, shiny. That's what the zinc chloride or other fluxes allow, the cleaning of what you're soldering, copper or lead. And you can see I'm not being gentle with it. I'm putting enough down. Let's see. So you want to rub it in. If you have a larger brush, which I do for my leaded glass stuff, you trim the bristles down to about that length. It's like a cheap $3 brush. You trim it down, just go over the whole thing, go back and forth. You're actually working it in, and it's important. You want to clean your copper. This foil, geez, it's got to be about 10 years old or more. Get the whole thing, work it in, and then do the edge. Do the edge. Work it in. Also takes away any oil that's in your fingers. So you don't want to just apply the flux. You want to work it in, especially if your foil's got a little age to it. You say, oh, don't stick. It sticks fine. The bigger concern would be, is it going to solder? Here, by putting the flux on and working it in, it's going to allow it to solder well. All right? Again, this is the first time I'm using this iron. First time using this flux. Haven't done stained glass in probably 10 years. And here we are. Right, see my iron? You can tell if it's getting too hot. You get like a rainbowing on it. On the tip, you see like an iridizing, which is okay. It'll still work fine, but you want to avoid seeing any really dark spots. So I was up around 8. You can go 7, 8. And again, just dip it gently. A little bit in the flux. Right? Take your solder and start soldering. I hold my iron like this. You can use it like a pencil. I like to, when I'm soldering, see I got a little dirt on this iron. I like to put down the solder first. And take off a little spot. Just pull it to the side. Got some nasties on here. So, don't touch and go. Just put it down and go. So you can pull it away. A good way to get your solder to snap up, to pull it away from the line. I like to hit a little bit off so I can really work it. It's actually, I know what I got to use. And actually this flux works pretty good. Again, I apologize for my shaking. I don't know if it's the medication. In fact, I'm being watched by 1,000 people. I don't know. I won't think about it. And this iron is actually very light. It moves easily. So just do that. Every now and then just dip. And take your iron and turn it. Because you see this side of the iron that I had is now becoming very clean. So when you use the solder dispense on the tip of your iron, just give it a half a turn. Instead of there, do it like that. It's going to give you a nice clean spot to work with if you're going to go like that with your solder. See, I got stuck to the piece. Pull aside. And when you get old like me, you don't just sit there and try to hold your solder. So, you got to use that much. Lob it off. And drag it where you got to, where you got to go. There's that little bubble. I hate these bubbles. The Glass Pro doesn't do that. It will not do that. And here, I'm doing is, you guys solder, you know what it's about. You want to float out like an area so it's not choppy looking. See up here, I got a little issue. I'm going to heat up where you're stopping, bring it across. And here, you don't have to bring it up. Just bring it to the side. Here, I know I got to come here. Now, if you wanted to put lead around this, don't go all the way to the end. Just go 1/8 of an inch away. And here, I know I need so much solder. I'll just drop that. You put your hand on the bench, hold it from your back, screaming at you. This iron is actually very light. I'm not used to light iron. So I'm kind of bouncing around. You say you got a little area, heat it up and pull it to the side. Bring it up there. And grab little blobs of solder as you go. You pick it right up. Nice slow. The saying should be down and go. Down and go. Not touch and go. Touch and go. That doesn't make sense. See all these little blobs of solder? That doesn't happen with glass pro. So right out of the gate, I'm going to say, Tiger Eye, it's not your fault. You use zinc chloride. Okay. And my vision, like I said, is not too good, but I try to look at it. I think I got a little issue here. And a little bit more solder. On the top, pull it to the side. See that? Sometimes if you add a little flux to what fell off, you can kind of grab it. Yeah. Again, with a better flux, that doesn't happen. Though it's not spitting and smoking, which is good, it does have that issue with the little blobs jumping all over the place. Well, here, not hot with the dirt up there. It's just from the solder, the end of the solder. And that's pretty much it for the front. Here, you could continue with the sides. I like to do is just basically a flat solder. So when you do the edge later, ooh, that's a little warm. You could just, straighten it all out. So if you got the front done, yeah, just hit the sides. A lot of times all you got to do is run the iron over it. As you push down, there's enough solder on your iron and around your work that'll pick up and it'll tin the side for you. So when you go ahead and you put the decorative wiring on it or lead, it's ready. You have to worry about copper showing through. I turn my iron off. No. And do the tinning now. And another thing is when you lift the iron, more solder is going to flow off the tip. If you hold the iron flat, you're going to be pulling it away. Here you just kind of want a slight angle. Yeah, I didn't burn it, so you're going to have little spots of hanging up. I should have burned it. I was going to grab the what you call it, the duct tape. All right, so that's it. You can see that. It's cute. A little black patina. I put a little wire. I could take the 18 gauge wire, spin it up, and run it right along the edge. Get a little loop on the top. And then off to the back. I'm not going to bore anybody. Basically, I wanted to try the 60 watt iron. It wasn't on full tilt. It was actually, which now I'm going to turn down because it's idle. $24. You got headlights. It's a Weller. It's a no-brainer. As well, you put the iron down. You don't need the stand. It'll sit where you put it. It's got a little notch in it. I mean, I know I should be using like a ceramic thing for my flux. It's outside. My son broke it. I don't know where it is. He's learned how to solder now. His stuff. So I'm using a temporary peanut butter jar cover. It works fine. Keeps the flux off this. And I'm going to pause here and head back. Do the other side and then do that decorative wiring I mentioned. But the main purpose of this video was to look at the Tiger Eye Flux. I'm going to give it out of 10 stars, I'll give it being it's gel flux, it works really well. I'm going to give it a 9. because it has a slight discharge of the little balls that pop up everywhere. And that could be an issue, especially with leaded work. If they pop up and get under the leaves of the lead, and then you cement it, there's going to be like a little pressure point in there. That you move your window or it flexes, that little drop of solder that gets under the leaf, it's going to, I'd say, most likely will cause an issue if it's in a spot where it's stressing against your glass and it's going to crack it. So you get 9 stars for ease of use and the gel and no smoke, but you missed one because of all the little solder balls you left behind. And again, that would not happen with a better flux. Unfortunately, Glass Pro is $28. I don't know. It's expensive. This stuff was $10, but you get what you pay for. And it is zinc chloride. This flux, when I'm done, the stained glass will have to be neutralized, because if you don't, the zinc chloride eventually will come out from any voids, and no matter how good you burnish it, it's going to come out. Not today, not tomorrow, 6 months. If you know what a zinc penny does, they expand, they hit moisture in the air, and that's what that white crud is. So the proper way to neutralize that, you could use the baking soda and water and scrub it in, let it sit. But a surefire method is to use ammonia, and a good ammonia to use the sudsy, Parsons sudsy ammonia. It lathers up a little bit. It's rough on the nose. You want to do it outside. But if you're going to use the zinc chloride flux, make sure you use ammonia to neutralize it. This one, unfortunately, I'm just going to wash it with Dawn soap and patina it and just, give it to somebody that doesn't care about white flux. White crud. It may not happen, but the chances are good it does happen. And I've come to learn that it's the zinc chloride because I use zinc chloride for its cleaning properties. You take the brush and to do repairs on lamps. The zinc chloride made by Canfield, you brush it in the solder that's on the lamp that could be 20 years old. It cleans it up really well. And when you solder with the repair, it gets well into what you're doing. And the zinc chloride is a strong enough acid, or whatever it is, the zinc chloride. It's the cleaning properties works really well for repairs. That's why I use it for repairs. However, months later, the lamp looks great except for that piece I repaired. It has that white crud on it. It's like, what happened here? I made the lamp 10 years ago. Used Glass Pro or oleic acid. Everything's fine. But with the repair, just that one piece. It's got white crud coming out everywhere. It's zinc chloride. I mean, it has to be. It's not water. It's not. I mean, because since I've done that, I neutralized it with sudsy ammonia, and that prevented that crud from coming out. So I do have it backed up with science and experience. Ammonia is the number one, not number two, number one neutralizer, pH neutralizer for acid. Number one. Baking soda is number two, and baking soda is fine. It's just that you may not get it all underneath where you need to. So you're going to have a lackluster finish, kind of grayish and not so perfect if you use baking soda. Use the sudsy ammonia, and not only does it neutralize, the ammonia itself will make this solder shine. It makes it really bright. You know, no joke. And the only thing with ammonia, be very careful, extremely careful. Don't ever mix it with a bleach cleaning product. You know, like those bleach cleaner sprays or scrubbing bubbles with bleach. Very toxic. Don't do it. Now, you could put a little Dawn in it. You know, that's safe. You know, but no bleach of any kind. I don't know what the term is, but it's a chemical reaction with the ammonia and bleach. It could kill you. All right, so remember that. If you use such ammonia, I don't want someone to get hurt. So I use it, and I use a bleach cleaner or whatever, scrubbing bubbles. I've heard people use toilet bowl cleaner for stained glass, oven cleaner. That's kind of crazy. Just stick with basic chemicals, but by no means mix them. And Dawn is safe. Dawn is it's a soap. Ammonia is safe on its own. You know, I wouldn't bleach. Bleach, it's kind of corrosive. I wouldn't even use bleach. But I've heard people do it, and just don't do it. And I'm going to repeat it. I said, don't mix ammonia with the bleach cleaning product. Check the label. Very important. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of this. Come back and show a quick little blip on the wire. Maybe I'll do another video with the wire. And actually I'll do that. I'll shut this one down because my main purpose was to check out the, let's see that. Here we go. The Tiger Eye Gel Flux. Yeah, 9 out of 10. And maybe 8.5, but it's not their fault. It's a zinc chloride. Basically 90% of the flux you buy has zinc chloride in it. Even the no corrodes and the can't fit, and that's what they use. But you're gonna get, I hate those little solder balls everywhere. And then the cheaper flux, like the Ruby fluxes and the other old masters, they just spit like crazy. So avoid that. Go with the gel flux. Gel flux is also not a thicker consistency. It holds up well for you. Better than paste. With paste, it works, but you're not going to be able to clean your work. I mean, paste is more like you put it down in solder. Gel flux, you see, I actually prepped this copper. I cleaned it. That's important. And if your copper foil is a day old, if it's all right, I'll just soldered one side, brand new foil, and then you go to do the other side tomorrow. It's all start turning orange. You use the gel flux, work it and scrub it. So you scrub it really good, it'll solder perfectly for you. All right. With that, good job, Tiger Eye. I believe they're made by Amerway. Yeah, Amerway metals. I mean, I for the most part, I'm okay with it, but the spitting, I don't know. That's a -1. As far as the Weller 60, this thing's a workhorse. I mean, you saw me. If you're gonna solder a 10-foot window, no, I don't. Continually soldering a lamp, keep feeding solder. It may not keep the heat. I don't know, but I know here, you put it on 80 out of 100 on the rheostat, it does fine. You're more or less controlling the crud, you see. I left the iron on, so I'm going to have a little crud on there. But it's fine. It'll clean right up afterwards. But, $23.99, $24. I'll leave a link below the video. That, and then I'll leave a link for the Tiger Eye. They also make this is a 60 watt. They make an 80 watt, which is actually, I don't know why it's cheaper, priced cheaper on Amazon, or thereabout. It's got a bigger tip, and it's got 80 watts instead of 60. And then they also have an 80 watt that has a solder station for around $60. You get the iron and the rheostat. These irons don't have controllers on them, like the Heiko or Hako irons. So you need a rheostat. There's no question about it. You can't just plug these irons in and go. I mean, you can, but you're gonna overheat them. They're gonna get dirty, and you know, I mean, 80 actually was a little too hot. Maybe 70 might be a better temperature. I think that there's new technology in the heating elements. I don't know, but for the price and the name backing, you can't beat it. I mean, there's I got they beat up on American Beauty. Yeah, I checked the price. Yeah, $175. You know, and a comparable 60 watt or 80 watt, $80, you know, $60. You know, they're expensive. I mean, Weller is, it's like saying Westinghouse of soldering equipment. I mean, that's why I bought it. I mean, it's going by name, and it's a Weller. I mean, how can you go wrong? And American Beauty, it looks like a hexagon iron to me. Could be. And then they got other brands, you know, but they're all pricey. I think it was $23.88, free shipping. So I got it. I ordered it in the evening. Got the next morning. It's at my doorstep, Sunday morning. So I mean, I love Amazon Heater. I think it's a great American company. All right, with that, I'm going to close. Again, the links for the Flux and the iron will be down below in the comments, so you know, below the video. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and then please comment below. You know, if you use this iron, use this Flux, and you got opinions on how to prevent those little bubbles, you know, little solder splatters, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and have a nice day.